The 2016 Courage to Shine Award recipient is Brittney Freeman.
Take a moment to say thank you to the ABC, to Tom, Dr. Croft, and his entire staff, and Lori, I don't know if she's in here still. I called her with all my problems. And to Courage to Shine, and the fact that it does exist and creates this opportunity for people who were like me. When I was 15, 16, and 17, I had no idea what the future held for me, and I had a lot of questions and worries and concerns. I'm one of those worriers. I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of my experience with bladder exstrophy, and then I'm going to talk more about what I use my gift of bladder exstrophy to do. Okay, so I was born with classic bladder exstrophy, and I had my first closure when I was a baby, and there was a complication with that closure that created what's called a fistula in my bladder, between my bladder and my uterus. So urine continued to leak into my uterus after I had my closure. So I never had continence as a child at all. I always wore pull-ups or very big pads or something to try and protect me from getting wet. It still happened, and I had some embarrassing situations, of course. But one time when I was about 8 or 9, I started to get really sick. More sick than I'd ever been in my life. It went further with infection than I had ever gone. And we were getting really concerned that I might not make it much longer because of the infections. So my parents started rushing me around to different doctors trying to find somebody that could help. And finally, we were sent here to OU Children's Hospital and to see Dr. Rock and Lori. And it was kind of amazing because we walked into the doctor's office. I go in, Dr. Rock and Lori comes in, he looks at me for, I really think it was like 30 seconds, to be honest. He goes, oh, this is what's wrong, we're gonna do this, this, and this. Walks out, comes back, does it. I'm better in like 2 days after a year of being sick. And I'm kind of like, who is this miracle worker? But Courage to Shine is more than just being about, bladder exstrophy and being sick. It's what you do with what you have and who you become with what you've been given. Like Cindy spoke about, you don't always choose what you get to live, but it's what you do with it that matters. My parents never let me consider myself as different, so that was such a blessing to me because I really tried to put myself out there and do everything, even things that people didn't want me to do. So I did cheerleading and I did sports and things like that, dance and all kinds of things as a young child in elementary school that really helped me just be normal. It wasn't until I was older and in college that I really started to accept myself and come out of my shell. I was working in a hospital because I was in school at college, and my mom actually worked at this hospital and was able to get me a job there as a nurse tech. And if anybody knows anything about the nursing industry, those are the people who come clean up your puke and wipe your tushy and all the real fun stuff. So it was great. I don't have a nauseous stomach, thank God, because it would have been bad. So I was working there, and I had told my charge nurse about my situation, what I had been through medically and things. Anytime you talk to a doctor or a nurse, I found they're always like, really? That's so cool. So it's always like they're so interested in it. So I told her about it, and we had a patient come in who had a colonoscopy bag put on, and she was supposed to have it reversed, but they were unable to reverse it. And she came in and she's like, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to take my medicine, I'm not going to do any of it, I'm ready to die. If I have to live with this, I don't want to live. At first, I was mad. I was like, really? was 18 years old and embracing bladder extrophy and everything that went with it for really the first time. I went into her room and we started to talk, and she started telling me about everything that she had going wrong with her life and everything that was going bad with her medical history. And I said, yeah, it's really hard. I'm so sorry for you. I said, you know what? I cath every single day. And she's like, you do it? And I said, yeah, I do. Every few hours I go to the bathroom and I take my medical equipment and I go and take care of this. I said, and I'm 18 years old. I said, I have my entire life ahead of me that I'm going to continue to do this. I said, I don't always feel well. Sometimes I don't feel good at all and I don't want to get up and I don't want to do stuff, and sometimes I'm sad, but I do it. By the time I got done talking to her and she got done talking to me, she looked at me and she said, you know what, Brittney, I think I want to eat. It wasn't until that moment that I knew the power that I had. Because so many people can get that. They can't make a difference because they have something wrong with them. But it's the opposite. You make more of a difference because you have bladder extrophy. You're going to do more. Okay? So that's one of the times that I really used bladder extrophy as a light to somebody else, even if they didn't have the condition. Then this year, I had the experience of having a student come into my class, and they had Googled my name, and they come in and they said, hey, Mrs. Freeman, what's bladder extrophy? And I'm kind of like, oh, great. What am I going to say to this? And if any of you have 13-year-olds or no 13-year-olds, they don't let go of it. You're not going to get them to stop asking you. I was like, if I don't just go ahead and address this right now, he's going to come back tomorrow, and he's going to come back the next day, and it's going to be a huge issue. So I just kind of went, oh, yeah, I was born with bladder extrophy. How did you find out about that? And he's like, oh, I Googled your name, and I saw your Courage to Shine blog post. And I was like, I'm so glad this is a one-to-one school and all of you have computers. So, that he found out. Luckily, I'm not a shy person. I wasn't really too worried about sharing it. More than anything, you don't want to get too personal with your students. That's kind of the thing. You want to have that professional barrier between yourself and your students, especially in middle school. And especially in middle school boys. So, talking about my PP with my middle school boys was super interesting. So, I decided to just instead kind of gloss over that. I said, yeah, I have bladder extrophy, and I had surgery when I was a baby, and I've been through some things. I said, you know what, let me tell you what. I said, I've been through all of that, but I still accomplished every single one of my dreams. I said, and what do you have going on in your life right now? And he just kind of looked at me. I said, oh no, you don't need to get out of this. I just told you my entire life story. Now you have to tell me what's going on. And he said, well, my parents are getting divorced, and I'm probably going to have to move now. And I said, wow. I said, what do you want to do with that? And he said, I don't think I can do anything. I said, well, I didn't think I could do anything either. I said, I thought I was up against a barrier I couldn't break out of. I said, I have bladder extrophy, I've been sick, I have days that I face all the time that I don't want to get up and come to work. I said, but I do because it's my dream, and I'm going to do it no matter what. And the whole class kind of started talking about how they can overcome their issues instead of talking about just my issues. So I turned around a little bit, but that was able to tell them that no matter you can rise above your challenges and still reach your goals, no matter how hard they are or how far away they seem. That was one of the times when bladder extrophy was a surprise subject in my class, and I really feel like I didn't teach English that day. I taught a life lesson, and without having bladder extrophy, I wouldn't be able to show my students and teach my students about that life lesson. And so I'm so grateful that I do have bladder extrophy. Some people maybe aren't there yet. Maybe you're not to that point where you're just so grateful that you have bladder extrophy and that you have this condition. But you will get there, I believe that, because you're able to be here and you're going to meet so many people and you're going to get to go to places that you didn't even know existed, and you're going to learn so much from having bladder extrophy. And once you kind of start seeing that as your gift and not your problem, then your life's going to really change. When I was a child, I did call it my problem. I would say, do I need to tell people about my problem? What should I do? And now, looking back, I feel so differently about all of it that I'm like, it's really a blessing and not a problem. Yes, there are sicknesses, and yes, there are issues, and yes, there are problems, but overall, it's good. It's really good. I really believe that I was placed on earth with bladder extrophy because it's my job to make a difference through this condition. It's my job to tell people. It's not my job to hide it. My job is to use it for whatever way that I can to make people feel better about themselves, to make them want to eat that day, to make them know that they can overcome any obstacle, just like I did. I'm so thankful that I'm here today, one, because of Dr. Kraut's expertise and his staff and team, and because I have my parents and my family that refused to, give up and refused to let me give up. They wouldn't give up, and now I won't give up. There's always got to be a way to keep going, to continue, and to get better. And I truly believe that. So I'm just accepting this award, and I'm so thankful for it. And I also just want to take a second and thank my family that are here. And thank you, Mom and Dad, for always taking me to the doctors and cheerleading and everything else. Even though I had to go to the doctor, I still was forced to clean my room, just like normal kids. So thank you for that. I still hate cleaning. I want to thank my husband and my stepson, Trey and Donnie. Donnie, this man, stepped up and accepted me and all of that comes with it, everything that comes with it. There are a lot of things that as a spouse and as a partner, you don't know to expect. So I'm so thankful that he accepts me for who I am and loves me no matter what, even when I'm sick and grumpy. And my son too, they truly love me unconditionally, and that's just so amazing. And also my grandparent, my Nana's here. So I'm so blessed to have my grandparents and for them to be able to be here. And my Nana, anytime my parents would get on to me, my Nana would get me out of trouble. They'd take me over to her house, so thank you, Nana. She got me out of cleaning my room a lot. So, and also my mother-in-law and father-in-law are here. It's not very often that you have family that are like that, that they just show up for you even when they don't have to. So thank you guys so much for coming. And they brought my niece too. So I feel like I have an extraordinary life along with an extraordinary gift. And although sometimes we feel like it's a problem, I just want to leave you today with go to yourself, a gift to others, and a gift to the world. Because you have to live with it,